Hello friends, so previously we discussed about equipotential surfaces, the basic concepts related to that and some properties associated with equipotential surfaces. So now we'll discuss about some examples of equipotential surfaces. So the first example of equipotential surface is, let's say we have an isolated point charge. Okay, now we know that the electric potential due to a single point charge located in space is given by this. We have already derived it, and this is the expression, okay, where q is the charge value and r is the distance from that particular point where the charge is located. So let us say we have a point charge. Okay, we have a point charge here. This is the point charge q. So at a distance, let's say r1, here at this point, the potential will be q by 4 pi epsilon 0 r1. At a distance, let's say r2, the potential will be q by 4 pi epsilon 0 r2. r2 is greater than r1. Similarly, let's say at a distance of r3, this will be q by 4 pi epsilon 0 r3 and so on. So r3 is greater than r2 and r1. Let's say we call this potential V1, we call this potential V2, and we call this potential V3. Now all the points, okay, which are at the same distance r1, they will be at the same potential V1, all the points. Let us say we imagine a circle here in 2 dimension. Let's say we have a circle, we draw it like this, okay. We imagine a circle with radius r1, okay. Then all the points which are on the circumference of the circle in 2 dimension, they will be at the same potential V1, okay. Imagine, take it in 3 dimension, we imagine a sphere. So all the points on the surface of that sphere with the radius r1, they will be at potential V1. So it means that that is an equipotential surface. That sphere of radius r1 is an equipotential surface. Similarly, we can imagine a sphere with radius r2 like this. Okay, we can imagine a sphere of radius r2, and it means all the points located on that sphere of radius r2, they will be at the same potential V2. It means it is also an equipotential sphere, equipotential surface. Similarly, if we imagine a sphere with radius r3, that will also be an equipotential sphere. So here, because of an isolated point charge, the equipotential surfaces will be concentric spheres which are of different radius, distance away from the source charge. And another pattern which you will notice is that as the radius is increasing, the electric potential value will be decreasing. It means V1 will be of maximum value, V2 will be slightly less than that, V3 will be minimum. Okay, so as the distance will increase, the potential value will decrease. But another important thing is that all the points located on that circumference in 2 dimension, imagining it in 2 dimension, or on that sphere in 3 dimension, they will be at that fixed potential value. Here let's say in this case, for the first radius, okay, the potential is 30 volt. So it means all the points on this sphere, concentric sphere, it will be at 30 volt. Similarly, as we go a little bit farther away, we increase the radius a little bit, that case we get potential 20 volt. It means all the points on this red circumference, red circle, and in 3 dimension the red sphere, it will be at 20 volt. Then for the green one, for the maximum radius, we have potential 10 volt. All the points on the circumference and on the sphere, it will be at 10 volt. So we will get concentric equipotential spheres with decreasing potential values as we increase the distance or the radius from this source charge, this isolated point charge. So this is one case of equipotential surface. Then let's say we consider an uniform electric field. So what this uniform electric field means is that the field lines are straight and the gap between the electric field lines, they are also equal, they are the same. So we know that the electric field vector, in the properties of equipotential surface, we discussed that the electric field vector is always normal to the equipotential surface. We derived it how potential difference is related to the line integration, and on an equipotential surface the potential difference between any 2 points is 0. Then the dot product thing between electric field vector and the displacement vector, and how it is normal. So because of that reason, because of uniform electric field, that is equally spaced electric field lines, here also we will have the equipotential surfaces as parallel planes. So here we have parallel planes, let's say 2 planes A and B, which are at different potentials VA and VB. Okay, they are at different potentials. Okay, so they are parallel planes such that the electric field is right angle or perpendicular or normal to these planes. Okay, so that is the case of uniform electric field. So another case is the non-uniform electric field. In case of non-uniform electric field, in that case the electric field lines are not straight, they are of different shape, and the equipotential surfaces will also be of different nature. It can be, let's say we consider a non-uniform field. In that case these are the electric field lines, and the equipotential surfaces will also be different. So these, first we have this circular shaped, and then they are slightly curved shaped equipotential surfaces, irregular surfaces. This is because of a 2 charge system, 2 positive charges of the same value, and in this case we have a 2 charge system where one is positive, one is negative, their magnitude is the same. And here also the equipotential surfaces are this circles around the positive charge and the negative charge. So they are drawn at right angles such that the electric field lines are normal or perpendicular to the equipotential surfaces. So we get a whole contour of the equipotential surfaces when we draw electric field lines, the surfaces at right angles or perpendicular to them. So depending on the direction of the electric field lines, we will draw an equipotential surface at right angles or perpendicular or normal to that particular electric field line, and we'll get a whole collection of equipotential surfaces, group of equipotential surfaces. Okay. So this is the examples of equipotential surfaces. First case is the isolated point charge, then we have a uniform electric field, and then we have non-uniform electric field. So in this case, in the non-uniform electric field, we just have to follow the electric field lines, and then we draw equipotential surfaces at right angles or normal to those electric field lines. Okay. So I hope you like this video, and please subscribe my channel Engineering Tutorial for more such videos related to engineering, science and technology. Have a great day. Thank you very much.